Yeah, it's true, I actually have a new video. I know it's been a long time, but I've been really busy getting married, starting a new job. Just so much has happened, but I'm not going to bore you with any of that crap. I'm just going to get on to this video and focus on producing some new content. So, in this matchup, I'm using Spike Brothers and their new Break Rider, which is coming out in set 10, Bad End Dragger. I'm really annoyed that set 10 is not coming out until December and we're getting set 11 beforehand, but not really much I can do about that. Just play the cards online and really enjoy them until they come out in real life. Face off against the Dimensional Police and Daiyusha Reverse. So the Dimensional Robos are getting loads of support as well, getting a theme deck, promos, and set 13 support. This is a okay match. It doesn't really fully show the power of Bad End Dragger, but no doubt I'll play this deck a hell of a lot more and do a profile on it. So we're using the Trade Cards Online website once again. And I don't know if this is something new, but I've just discovered that I can watch my matches back and then record them instead of having to record all my games as they happen and fill my hard drive full of crap. That being said, this game isn't the best. It doesn't, like I said, doesn't really fully show how good Bad End Dragger is and what card I personally choose to Break Rider it, but it does show how good it can be when it is break ridden. Another feature you may see, you can see my opponent's hand, which is quite interesting because you can see the decisions that your opponent makes when they guard. Obviously, as I was playing the game, the hand was invisible to me. And you can see that both of us haven't got the best hands in the world, but I'm going to go first. And I'm going to draw yet another trigger, and we're going to ride into Medical Manager, which means we soul charge once. The card we soul charge is a trigger. So all you guys who play Dark Irregulars feel my pain of always soul charging away triggers, and a heal trigger at that as well. Very annoying. He rips a Go Cannon. This is one of the new Dimensional Robos. A really interesting card, adds extra crits, and not really the best card to ride. And he does his Twin Drive, and I lose a 4th trigger. So Spike Brothers are a really offensive clan, all about rushing the field. But unfortunately, my handful of triggers and perfect cards, I don't really want to be rushing that field. But I do pull off the crit, so I do at least make up for that and do him the double damage. The card I had to ride is Fiercely the Zachary. Does nothing at Vanguard. It's a rear guard skill only. So he's going to ride into the 10k Vanilla, and he's going to call 2 Die Cranes to rear guard, and then call the 2 Die Dragons to the front row. He really didn't need to call those. They would be hitting 12k each, but I guess he figured if I triggered, the second attack would be pointless. So he goes for his first attack. I'm not going to guard. He goes for his second attack, and I don't guard again. Put me on 3 damage, or maybe I was hoping for a trigger, and then he attacks again for 15,000, and I decide that's enough, and I'm going to guard. Don't know why I didn't guard the rear guard, because this is just a trigger to break. Absolutely pointless, because he Twin Drives a draw trigger, so it just breaks my guard, and I just wasted 10k from my hand for no reason, and take a 4th damage. So it's not going great for me. He's got a full field. He's done exactly what Spike Brothers should do, and fill the field. So I'm now going to ride into Bad End Dragger, and call the Treasure Black Panther to rear guard. And no doubt I'm going to use Mecha Trainer's skill of Counter Blasting 1. He gets put in the drop zone, and I search my deck for any grade 1. And no doubt I'm going to get out the Wonder Boy. So Bad End Dragger being a Break Rider, he has a skill that when he's ridden over at 4 damage, that comes into play. But he has also got another skill that when he's boosted by a Spike Brother, he gains an extra 2000k. So 2000k, that's an extra 2k. So he hits 21, which is a nice number to hit. So we get no triggers on our drive check. He gets a trigger, so we can't hit the Vanguard. We go for a rear guard, but he just uses that Die Crane off his drive check to protect it, and we pass the turn. So he's going to ride into Daiyusha. He hasn't got a space on his field to boost up the power, and he also hasn't got any cards that boost up the power, so this is not going to be for a crit. So we're going to let the first attack hit our rear guard, and we're going to perfect guard the Vanguard, because if this attack hits and he gets a twin and he gets the crit, that's game over as we're on 4 damage. So we perfect guard that bad boy, and he gets himself a perfect guard and another Daiyusha. So no triggers for him, and he attacks another 17k. And again, I choose not to guard, probably hoping for that heal trigger, but didn't get it. I'm on 5 damage now, and no grade 3, so no break riding, but we're going to call another Treasure Black Panther, and we're going to call Bracky, boosted by a Wonder Boy. Now this is the whole thing that I've really kind of like been talking about my friends with. 10k Vanguards are not good, because a lot of rear guards can just, especially the vanillas, can just hit them, and you've got to guard at least 5. he gets the trigger, so he gets the trigger on his Vanguard, and my 21k of the Vanguard, he's going to perfect guard. And he perfect guarded and discarded the 7k booster, which I found very strange. Why didn't he get rid of the Daiyusha? And we twin drives, and we twin triggers. We get the crit and a draw. And look what we drew! We drew a fucking heal trigger! Oh, so annoying when that happens. But that does mean with a Soul Blast, the high speed bracket is going to be hitting for 32k and a crit. We'll have to go back into the deck, but well worth doing, forcing out that of a perfect guard from his hand that I didn't realise he had. But at least I've whittled his hand down to one card. But this time he perfect guarded with a perfect guard. So once again I was like, why are you keeping that Daiyusha in your hand? I guess you're probably going to want to be using Daiyusha's skill, but you know, it still seemed a bit random to me. So he uses Daiyusha, puts in the 2 Die Cranes and the Die Dragons. I was like, why didn't you put Daiyusha in there and keep one of your Die Dragons out? They hit 12,000, but oh well. He rides into Superior rides into Daiyusha reverse, and now he calls that Daiyusha and he calls the Go Cannon. And he's going to use his skill, which is Counter Blast 1, Dimensional Robo, Lock 2. Your opposing Vanguard loses 10k. So I'm now at 1,000. So we're going to perfect guard this first attack, and he's going to twin drive. His first check is going to be crit. So unlike him to trigger, he's pretty much triggered every drive check. And a vanilla, so he's going to hit me 15, but luckily I've got plenty of triggers in my hand to protect myself, so complaining about drawing those triggers, I'm glad that I've got them now. 15k guard, and I'm going to survive. So we can unlock his units, and we're going to stand up our guys, and then we're going to draw. And the card we draw is Bad End Dragger, so we're going to break ride Bad End with another Bad End Dragger. Our Vanguard gains 10,000 power and a skill. Whenever a rear guard attacks, it gains 10k and goes to the bottom of the deck. So first attack is 20,000, and he's no guard, that goes to the bottom of the deck. Second attack, 31,000 from the Vanguard, so he's not got enough guard power, and we twin drive 2 brackies, and he's preying on that heal trigger, and he gets draw trigger, so we win the game. So it doesn't really show, you know, the best way of using Bad End Dragger, but just the fact that your Vanguard gains 10 and your rear guard gain 10 each is amazing. So here's just a recap of what it does. So limit break 4. When a Spike Brothers rides this unit, choose your Vanguard, and that unit gets 10,000. And Vanguard skill: when one of your Spike Brothers rearguard attacks, that unit gets 10k, and at the end of the battle, it gets 10k until the end of the battle, and at the end of that battle, it goes to the bottom of the deck. So you may be wondering, well, I'm losing my rearguard presence. Yes, I'm getting an extra bit of power, but yeah, I'm losing my field. Well, this, my friends, we didn't get to see in the video, in the match, the card that I break with. Demonic Lord Dudley Emperor. He also has a limit break skill. Counter Blast 2 and choose 2 Spike Brother units from your hand and place them into your soul. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for 2 Spike Brothers and call them to open rearguard positions. And those guys will also gain the 10k power. So, if you have on your field 3 Wonder Boys, which isn't too hard to get, 2 Juggernaut Maximums, and you Soul Blast with those guys, then you attack with this guy, call them back, and Soul Blast again, you're hitting 151,000. That is pretty disgusting, and much like Kamui is saying to Aichi, that's basically what you'll be doing to most of your opponents. They are not going to have a great time surviving that. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, more coming soon. Adios.